exhilaration of fast fly, heart-pounding, crowd-roaring races of awesome, mind-blowing power. A new series begins for the top thoroughbreds in the land. The Great Silver Charm, 1997 Kentucky Derby winner.
Silver Charm, there by unknown.
Preakness winner.
Shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose.
A champion at 3, conquered the world at 4. Now at 5, the best is yet to come. Trainer Bob Baffert, jockey Gary Stevens, a championship team with 1 silver star.
What he's done is given the American public a superstar to follow.
He's bringing the sport to the top, and so, you know, he's another hero to watch.
I know that I'm never going to sit on another horse like Silver Charm. He's got an aura about him.
I've been in airports, been walking down. A lot of people, they don't know my name, but they'll yell Silver Charm.
He brought thoroughbred horse racing back in the limelight.
You listen to the crowd noise, and I can't help it, but I look around and see the crowd. I watch the crowd as it's coming down the stretch, and it's just unbelievable that they're actually sharing the same feeling with me. When people come out, they'll always remember this horse.
The NTRA Champions on Fox kicks off with the Donn Handicap next.
Florida, just north of Miami, where preparations continue for Super Bowl number 33. It's the Donn Handicap number 41 from Gulfstream Park. It's a beautiful day here in South Florida as we introduce a new series, the NTRA Champions, here on Fox. And welcome inside Gulfstream Park, everyone. I'm Joe Buck. We can only hope the weather is this nice tomorrow night for Super Bowl number 33. I'll welcome in one of my 3 partners for today's event, Jay Privman, writer for the Daily Racing Form. And Jay, let me ask you, this is a series. The folks are going to try to follow this throughout the year. Explain to them exactly how this series works.
So there's 11 races in this series, Joe, but 5 of the races are the ones you want to focus on because these are the biggest 5 in the series. They're on Fox Network. If you win all 5 of these races, you get a bonus of $5 million. 6 other races on Fox Sports Net throughout the year. All these races, you earn points in them, and the horse who has the most points at the end of the series gets the most bonus money.
But the very large caveat in all this, you must participate in the Pacific Classic at the end of this series.
That's the final race in the series. It's on August the 29th at Del Mar, and you've got to run in that race, and you've got to run well in that race in order to get the payoff of the bonus money.
That's partner number 1. Let's turn over here to partner number 2, and I introduce to you one of the top trainers out on the West Coast, Ron Ellis. And Ron, I think it would be fair to say that most casual racing fans get to know these horses during their 3-year-old years. Yet, while we focus on older horses here in this series, they should know these are not horses that are past their prime.
Well, but this is definitely not a seniors tour. Most of these horses in this series are just going to reach their full physical potential this time of year. I love the races going back to older horses such as Forgo and John Henry, and most currently Cigar, who, though he didn't participate in any of the Triple Crown races, he went on to be the leading money winner of all time.
And that's kind of the ghost, so to speak, that Silver Charm is chasing. Why don't we turn our attention to today's race and look at the field for the 41st running of the Donn Handicap. You take a look at the morning line odds. Number 1 horse is Unruled, ridden by John Velasquez at 20-1. Number 2 horse is Crypto Star, ridden by Robbie Davis at 12-1. 30-1 for each True Luck and Hanarson. We change pages and go to horse number 5, Little Bit Lively, at 8-1 in the morning line odds, ridden by Richard Migliore. Puerto Madero may be the biggest challenger today to Silver Charm, ridden by Kent DeSormo from the West Coast at 6-1 in the morning line odds. 4-1 for Sir Bear, the local favorite. The number 7 horse, the number 8 horse, Early Warning at 12-1, ridden by Red Hot Shane Sellers. He is red hot this meet here at Gulfstream. You look at the number 9 horse, Barons, ridden by Jorge Chavez at 12-1. Follow that with the number 10 horse, Willing, at 20-1. 10-1 morning line odds on number 11, Frisk Me Now, and the morning line odds favorite, and we consider him the favorite for the rest of the day. You can bet on this if you want to keep betting. Silver Charm at 8-5, and it truly was a presidential-like arrival for Silver Charm earlier this week on Tuesday. Act like a Bronco or a Falcon this week here, a full police escort from Opelika Airport to his barn right here at Gulfstream. Heck, you went over $6 million. Why not? This is what should happen Right now, an introduction to the fourth member of our broadcast team. Excited to have her with us here at Fox. Let's welcome in Kaiten Bradar. Kaiten?
Thanks, Joe. And I think I have one of the best seats in the house right now here in the paddock, kind of the on-deck circle for the horses and jockeys as they prepare and get their last-minute instructions for the Donn Handicap. And there'll be quite a crowd gathered around to see the horse Puerto Madero. He's striking in appearance, and the horse many feel has the best shot of all horses to upset the favorite Silver Charm. And I'm joined by the man who is partially responsible for bringing his horse, Puerto Madero, all the way from California to face Silver Charm, R.D. Hubbard. And D, you're a sporting man. What kind of odds do you think you have against beating the champ?
Well, I think with the post-position draw helped us. I mean, we're very happy being right in the middle, and Silver Charm had the unfortunate luck of drawing the 12 hole, and so I think that speaks well for us. But it's a very contentious race, and Cerber, who's the local favorite here, is going to be very tough, so it's going to be a tremendous race.
Now let's talk a little about the series itself. Should Puerto Madero fare well today, would you continue on in the series, and how important is this series to horsemen and to horse racing?
Well, I think the series with Fox here in the NTRA is probably one of the most important things. It's been a long, long time when we've had a race like this that has 12 entrants of the caliber that we have. And I think it just goes to show the horsemen are getting behind it. One of the main reasons that we came all the way to California is to support this series, and we're looking forward. Of course, we have 3 big races then in the series in California, and one of them, number one to my heart, of course, is the Hollywood Gold Cup. So it's our intention. One of the main reasons is because of the point system, and we decided to come down here and try and gain some points and then go on with the rest of the series.
Well, off to a good start here. Good luck in the race. And what about tomorrow? Any prediction for the game?
Well, I'll tell you what, right now, I better say that I'm rooting for Denver because I've got a lot of friends involved in that team, but I'll wait and see what the final odds are.
Always a man to hedge his bets. Joe?
All right, Kaiten, thank you very much, and thank you to Mr. Hubbard. He is hedging those bets. He's going to wait for the final odds. Maybe some of you folks are as well. Big crowd gathering. We'll give you now a look at what's coming your way from Gulfstream today on Fox.
The hottest horse in this hot town is one Silver Charmer. We'll take a behind-the-scenes look at trainer Bob Baffert and jockey Gary Stevens, the most dynamic duo in horse racing. Like a coach and quarterback, they've led Team Silver Charm to sweet success. And still to come, the great powerhouse will head up the field for the 41st running of the Donn Handicap. It's all coming up next on Fox.
Welcome back as our Super Saturday here on Fox continues. A look from the blimp down at Gulfstream Park, and now a look at the morning line odds favorite Silver Charm, winner of the 1997 Kentucky Derby and the Preakness Stakes. And we'll give you a look at the internet poll. Yes, you've seen the odds. Now you can give us your pick. Who do you think will win today's 41st running of the Donn Handicap? You can log on to www.foxsports.com and give us your take on today's race. Well, we already showed you the morning line odds, but we will give you another look at those morning line odds, and I will give you an attempt as best I can to try to tell you what the possible payoff would be. You look at Unruled, 20-to-1 odds. An easy way to think of it, a profit of $20 for every $1 bet. You base it on a $2 bet. There's your $40 plus your $2 original bet. You can scroll down, and that's the best way to do it. That's the best way that I know how to do it. And why don't we look at Silver Charm at 8-to-5. Best way to think of it that way is you look at the approximate payoff of $5.20, a profit of $8 for every $5 bet. And Ron Ellis, that's another look at today's field and the morning line odds, a look at today's race and the participants. Why don't you give the folks a look at some of the horses we may see later on down the line in this series?
Well, we have some great horses pointing towards this series. But the beautiful thing about this is that we're going to see some old rivalries along with some new ones, and it's just going to be great. Treehouse can rekindle his rivalry with Silver Charm, possibly as early as our next race, the Santa Anita Handicap. Last year, sensational rivals Real Quiet and Victory Gallop will once again look each other in the eye. Real Quiet captured the first 2 legs of the Triple Crown before Victory Gallop turned the tables and denied him from becoming racing's 12th Triple Crown champion. They'll all meet in our NTRA Champions on Fox. And we should get to see 2 Derby winners hook up later on in the series. Real Quiet and Silver Charm. And don't forget, both are trained by Bob Baffert.
Yeah, both are trained by Bob Baffert, as is Silver Charm. We keep talking about Bob Baffert. We keep talking about Silver Charm, but he is not the only horse in this race. Even if he were, I probably still couldn't pick the winner. But there are other contenders for this Donn Handicap. For that, we take you back to Kate and Bradar.
Well, Joe, Bob Baffert has said he's of the opinion there's not a horse in the country that can beat Silver Charm, and that's probably a consensus of opinion, but it's a difference of opinion that makes a horse race. And in this case, we have 11 different owners and trainers that think they have a legitimate chance to upset Silver Charm. With a name as hot as his manner and heritage, Puerto Madero will be facing Silver Charm for the first time. A champion in his native Argentina, the 5-year-old turned some heads last year with his explosive last-to-first move in California when he first arrived. After fighting back problems, he returned stronger than ever to win his first U.S. Stakes race last December at Hollywood Park. His trainer Dick Mandela, one of the best in the game, believes time is on his side.
It's been about a year now that he's been in the country, and I think he's developed out just being a real 4-year-old now. I think he's structurally grown out into a strong older horse, and he'll have to be that much better to beat Silver Charm here this weekend.
From the East, Barons will have to be just a little better than he's ever been before. Well-bred and well-regarded, he's won more than $1 million, but best known for the ones that got away. Nose loss in the prestigious Travers Stakes and near miss to Sir Bear 3 weeks ago in the Broward. Race under his belt and a head bob may be all that keeps him from greatness. Greatness in Florida hails from humble beginnings. Sir Bear didn't look or act like much at the start, but Gulfstream Stakes wins at 5 and 6 proved even the most obscurely bred horse can get better with age. Sir Bear owns a home field advantage and a Grade 1 New York win. For his owner, Barbara Smolin, the Donn is a matter of faith. His Jamaican-born trainer is more confident.
When you enter that race and they break out of that gate, you've got to have racing luck.
I tell you, Mr. Baffert better have Silver Charm ready to run, because Sir Bear is ready.
Ralph Zadie certainly sounds confident, and the man he's entrusted his confidence to is jockey Jerry Bailey, who's ridden Sir Bear in his last couple of races. Jerry, are you equally confident?
Well, I kind of am. You know, he's run 2 nice races for me, 2 winning efforts, one of them being in New York last fall and beating Cornell's Quest, who I think everybody remembers was a pretty hot 3-year-old last year. So his reputation, at least while I've been on, is pretty outstanding.
Now, you've been on some outstanding horses, winning the Donn 3 of the last 4 years with Cigar and Skip Away. You can identify with Gary Stevens. What is he up against with Silver Charm?
Well, I mean, everybody expects him to win. If he gets beat, you know, everybody's going to look at the rider, you know, because the horse is so consistent. But Gary's a smart rider. I know he's got the 12 post, but the way the speed is inside of him, it's not going to work out that bad at all for him, I don't think.
A different sport, but a big event. Any pick on the Super Bowl?
I'm rooting for the Falcons because I'm a Packer fan and Denver beat Green Bay last year, so I'm rooting for the Falcons.
Always some strategy in this one. Joe?
All right, Kate, and thank you very much, and thanks to Jerry Bailey. A little something for everyone here. The Pointer Sisters getting so excited. Hope you are too. Everybody break into a little neutron dance. We'll have more from Gulfstream Park after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. A look from the blimp down at Gulfstream Park here in Hallandale, Florida, just north of Miami. Take a look now at the updated odds. About 20 minutes to post. The current odds: Unruled, the #1 horse at 30-1. Crypto Star, the #2 horse at 25-1. True Luck has slipped to 70-1. Hanarsan, the #4 horse, 80-1. A little bit lively, the #5 horse at 30-1. Puerto Madero, a lot of money on Puerto Madero. He is now at 4-1. Sir Bear, the #7 horse, the local favorite, and that's reflected in the betting at 5-1. Early warning. Well, the warning is he's not going to be too early at the end of this race. 45-1. The #9 horse is Barons at 7-1. Willing, better be more willing than 99-1. Frisk Me Now at 17-1. And Silver Charm now the odds-on favorite at 4-5. A look at Silver Charm walking over from the barn here at Gulfstream Park. And as you look at Silver Charm, it's worth noting that this is his first race in the state of Florida.
That's right, Joe, and I think that's one of the big factors in the race today. He really has never come to the state before. It's funny, he was born here. He was raised in Florida, but he's done all of his racing outside of the state. Kind of a homecoming for him, but he has never raced over this track, so that's one of the hurdles for him.
Yeah, we talk about Silver Charm, and with good reason, but it's not just the horse. Everybody by now ought to know Silver Charm is surrounded by a wonderful team, and they've been on a heck of a run.
It's a terrific team. Bob Baffert, the trainer of this horse, and Gary Stevens, the jockey, well, like Silver Charm, they are at the top of their profession. But Bob Baffert and Gary Stevens, well, these are two horses of a different color.
I guess he's a comedian. I'm the straight man. He's real laid back. I guess the greatest part for me, he doesn't put a lot of pressure on me.
Does anybody know what the weather's like in Florida?
Nice.
Huh? Chilly. We like chilly. He doesn't like hot. He doesn't like humid. He doesn't like that hot, humid weather. You know?
Where do you come with that? He ran the best race of his life when it was 115 degrees out.
For Dubai?
Yeah, Dubai.
Hey, he was running with turf horses, you know.
They're like Bing Crosby and Bob Hope, taking their show on the road with their trusty sidekick, Silver Charm. They've won the Kentucky Derby.
Silver Charm by a nose.
The Preakness.
Shoulder to shoulder, head to head, nose to nose. Silver Charm.
And went halfway around the world to win in Dubai.
But Silver Charm comes again. It's a great photo finish.
And everywhere they go, expectations are high.
So I put a lot of pressure on myself when I run this horse, because the fans, when they come out, they want to see a show. I'm all right. I'm not nervous or anything like that.
I can tell you that Bob takes things very, very serious, and when he's getting a horse ready for a big race, he hasn't left any stone unturned. He said that when I walk out to ride a big race, that my eyes are glazed over, that I've got my game face on.
Yeah, just get him in his nice, long, fluid stride and relax.
Bob's the one who keeps me cool, calm, with his sense of humor.
See, the thing is to relax the rider and let him know how nervous I am. So I got to keep him cool and relaxed. Now I can start getting nervous, right, honey? My role is to have the horse ready, because no matter who the jockey is, if this horse isn't ready, he's not going to run like a coach preparing his team.
They're like Mike Shanahan and John Elway, who are getting ready for tomorrow's Super Bowl. Stevens is the quarterback, and he's got one big Bronco to march down the field.
So, I mean, you might call a play in the huddle, and that's basically what Bob and I do before a race starts. It's like a quarterback calling audibles. From the time I get on Silver Charm's back, the responsibility lays on me at that point.
I'm glad I don't have a bad heart, because he would kill me. I know if I had to ride the horse myself, I'd be a nervous wreck. I couldn't do it. Uh-oh. It's too far. The other day, that race was just phenomenal. It gives you goosebumps when you watch him run. Get in there, big boy! Come on! And all of a sudden, he sees a horse in front of him. It's like he finds another gear and takes off. And he just inhaled the field.
Silver Charm, Gary Stevens looks over his shoulder, full of confidence. Silver Charm strolls home. Silver Charm from Mallet, crafty friend, dramatic gold, and
You going to be a little more relaxed this next race?
Who, me? I was relaxed today.
Feel out a little bit?
I was good.
Oh, you're a nervous wreck.
No, I wasn't. I was very calm.
I get very, very emotional after I ride him in a race. I know that I'm never going to sit on another horse like Silver Charm.
You know, he's the greatest horse I've ever had my hands on, and he sort of put me on the map. The day that he goes to the stud farm, it's going to be horrible for me. Looking up at stall 12A here and knowing that, you know, the big gray train's not in the stall, so it's going to be sad.
In the yellow outfit on the left, Bob Lewis right next to her. These people have invested millions of dollars in the sport, and their commitment to the Champions on Fox series is the reason that Silver Charm flew here from California for today's race.
Yeah, well, Silver Charm flew here from California, over 3,000 miles to be here. This is a handicap race, and for the average fan who may not know what that means, it means that they will actually handicap Silver Charm because he is the favorite in this field. Now, what does that mean? It means that Silver Charm will carry the top weight, a top weight of 126 pounds, and he will be giving between 6 and 16 pounds to the rest of the field. As you take a look at the weights, there's Silver Charm on top at 126. You can filter your way on down. He's giving 6 pounds to Puerto Madero, who is right now down to 4-1. And Puerto Madero, by the way, just looked terrific as he just made his way past us. toward the paddock. And now, to be more specific, you look at Gary Stevens. He weighs 116 pounds. The saddle weighs 5 pounds, so they will have to add 5 pounds of weights literally to the saddle or a weight pad to bring the total up to 126 pounds. And Ron Ellis, I'll ask you, you're a trainer. You train your horse to be better than the rest of the field. Yet when it comes post time, they're throwing weights in your horse's saddle. What does that do to you?
Well, and I just don't get it, Joe. I think in grade ones and championship races, everybody ought to carry the same weight. You know, I've been in this situation in big races before and finished second, beating a half length, giving away 10 pounds, and you're like, what's up with that? Where I don't get the cash, I can't believe it, you know, and they're just tote board, baby. And, you know, I think bottom line is this. In the Super Bowl tomorrow, Terrell Davis is not going to have to carry an extra 10 pounds on his shoulder pads so the Atlanta defense can keep up with him.
So we know who you like in the Super Bowl. Let's turn over to this side. He's leaving out one major factor here, and that is the gambling.
I would say so. The big reason that these horses are handicapped in this race with the weight is to facilitate gambling. It's kind of like when you go on the golf course with your friends, have a little friendly wager with the handicap. I think it's the noble thing to do. Accept the high weight and run. These trainers who Valier, come on.
I'm going to say it right now on national TV. I'm a 14, and I'm sticking to it. Kids, the old, everybody in between, getting ready for the Donn Handicap. More in just a moment.
On Fox, the Donn Handicap is brought to you by National Car Rentals. So what are you waiting for? Let's go. By Budweiser. Now's the perfect time to enjoy a fresh, cold, Beechwood-aged Budweiser. By Progressive Auto Insurance. Finally, intelligent life and auto insurance. Be Progressive. And by Nissan, who reminds you that life is a journey. Enjoy the ride.
These aerial views are courtesy of the Goodyear Blimp Stars and Stripes. Goodyear's overhead coverage is a continuing tradition that began in 1960 at the Orange Bowl right here in South Florida. Beautiful day to be up in a blimp. Beautiful day to be down in the paddock area. Let's again check in with Caton Bradar with a special guest. Caton?
Well, Brian Cox, linebacker for the New York Jets, wishes he were here this weekend for a different reason, but it's not unusual to see you at a racetrack, is it, Brian?
No, never, never, especially when such a nice race is going on today.
Well, tell us about this race. Who do you like, and what's your method for picking a winner?
Well, I look at the color. I look at how they act, if they're wet. And I don't really go by what the racing form says. I look at the flesh. And, you know, I'm pulling for Cerberus because he's based here in Florida, so I wish him a lot of luck. But it's going to be tough. There's a lot of nice horses in this race.
Well, can you use those same principles in picking a winning football team?
Well, you have a lot of players that look like Tarzan and play like James. So I'm assuming you have some horses that look really good with no heart. So you just look at the horses, how they come to the race.
These horses certainly have a lot of heart. You are invested in thoroughbred racing. This is something that's been with you for a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, there's no joy like this. I would take winning this race over the Super Bowl, you know, because this is like watching your kids, and you're so much more proud of when your kids accomplish something as opposed to yourself.
We're glad to have you here. Enjoy the race.
Thanks, Kate.
Joe?
All right, Caton, thank you very much, and our thanks to Brian Cox for joining us as we get ready for this Donn Handicap. We will take a look at some of the previous winners here of the Donn Handicap and what they have gone on to do, become Horse of the Year. We go back to 1974 and check out for Go. Two-time Horse of the Year, Cigar in 95 and 96. Skip Away won the Donn here last year and quite possibly could be the Horse of the Year. That award will be handed out in mid-February. You look at the statue out in the paddock area of Cigar, the all-time top money winner at just under $10 million. You see Silver Charm number 4. If Silver Charm can finish first, second, or third today in the Donn Handicap, Silver Charm then would be in third place in front of Ali Sheba, behind both Skip Away and Cigar. And that is really what Silver Charm is chasing here toward the end of his career, trying to become the all-time top earner in the history of this sport, at least among North American horses. Post-parade time as the horses approach the track, and we will attempt to set the field for you. And again, this is the 41st running of the Donn Handicap, named after the family which has guided Gulfstream Park for 6 decades. And we check out number 1, Unruled. Current odds at 35 to 1. Finished second in last year's Donn to Skip Away. We move to the number 2 horse and look at Crypto Star, trained by Larry Kelly and ridden by Robbie Davis. Current odds at 25 to 1. True Luck is the number 3 horse. One of only 2 4-year-olds in today's race. And True Luck has never faced horses of this caliber. The number 4 horse is Hanarson, ridden by Joe Bravo, who won the Donn Handicap here aboard Formal Gold back in 1997. Hanarson is number 4. The number 5 horse is Little Bit Lively.
And Joe, he finished second in a photo finish to Silver Charm in his race before last. So on his best day, he is certainly a contender.
We move to the number 6 horse. We've already talked a little about Puerto Madero, the Chilean bred.
And he is the other California shipper. He's a Grade 1 winner in his homeland of Chile. In his last start, he ran a very nice race coming off a 4-month layoff and won the Native Diver Handicap at Hollywood Park.
Again, Jay Privman, the local hero around here, is Sir Bear.
And his owner, Barbara Smolin, we saw her a little bit earlier. She gets so nervous during a race that she averts her eyes. She won't look until this race is over.
The number 8 horse is Early Warning, ridden by Shane Sellers, a leading rider at this meet right now and one of the best young jockeys in the country. The number 9 horse is Barons.
Yeah, and he ran a very nice second to Sir Bear in his last start at Gulfstream Park. He added blinkers for that race, which was his first in 7 months, so he could improve today.
Number 10 horse is Willing, trained by Scotty Scholhofer, the only trainer to saddle a winner in a former Donn Handicap, Crypto Clearance, sire of the number 2 horse in today's Donn Handicap, Crypto Star. And we look at the number 11 horse, Frisk Me Now.
And he is ridden by Pat Day. He had Silver Charm's number last year. Pat Day beat him twice with Awesome again. And today, Pat Day has 3 victories already on the card.
And the big one, there he is, Silver Charm. He's won over $6 million in his career, owned by Bob and Beverly Lewis. Right now, the odds on favorite at 4 to 5. We'll come back and have more from Gulfstream Park after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. As you scroll down, you look at Puerto Madero now 7 to 2, and Silver Charm still the odds-on favorite at 4 to 5. We will be back with more from Gulfstream Park after these messages and a word from your local Fox station. Well, the results are in our internet poll, www.foxsports.com. Silver Charm, you like 39%, picking Silver Charm to win. Puerto Madero, number 2, and Sir Bear, the local favorite. Some people from South Florida logging on at 14%.
And Silver Charm is going to have to overcome the 12th post position in this race. The stalls in this race are set about 4 feet from one another. So Silver Charm, who is going to be all the way out here, like one of the outside gates in this field, look at where the number 1 horse will be starting. From in here, it's about 44 feet difference from the number 1 horse to the number 12 horse. So the horse on the inside has about a 15-yard head start from Silver Charm at the start of this race.
Bob Baffert, the highly celebrated trainer, is watching, and I'm sure nervous, as Silver Charm will be tested, Ron Ellis, because of that post position number 12 and with the extra weight.
And I think Bob Baffert and Gary Stevens will pretty much use the same strategy they did when they won their last race, the San Pasqual at Santa Anita. Let's take a look at that race.
Howard Handicap last time out. He's got the home field advantage. He's won 4 times in 7 starts here at Gulfstream Park. He's one of the main contenders in this race.
And now you look at the starting gate here for the 41st running of the Donn Handicap. The horses are making their way toward the starting gate. And one thing that stuck out to you, and we didn't get a chance to see the tape of Silver Charm running the race, but one thing that stuck out to you was talking to Gary Stevens, who said he's almost to the point now where Silver Charm knows when to run and when not to run.
Well, that's right, Joe. Let's take a look at his last race real quick now.
Outstanding. Sounds great.
As we go into the first turn, Silver Charm, the gray on the outside, is sitting 3rd in a perfect position, about a length and a half off the lead. As they straighten out into the backstretch, you'll see Silver Charm does something a little uncharacteristic. He drops back 8 lengths off the lead, so Gary Stevens starts to ask him to pick it up a little bit, but he doesn't get much of a response. Now we're at the middle of the turn. This is where Gary's going to ask him again, but this time Silver Charm explodes. He's got the leaders in his sights. He's just looking at him, and now you can tell he looks like a winner. He's closing ground just every stride, seems to be taking 2 strides to their 1, and as he blows by the leaders, he shows a sign of maturity that he draws away. This is something Silver Charm has not done in his previous races. He's coming down to the wire. He flips his inside ear up to show he's very comfortable. Gary just asked him a little bit to keep to his task. This was an awesome performance.
So there's the last race for Silver Charm. This a live shot of Silver Charm, and the current odds still holding. The odds-on favorite at 4-5. And while the horses approach the starting gate, we'll give you a look at the Gulfstream Park stakes and track record for 1 1/8 miles is 1:46.2, set by Jumping Hill in the 1979 Donn Handicap. Let's go to track announcer Tom Durkin.
And the final horse is moving into line here for the Donn Handicap. Last of them all is the favorite, Silver Charm, post position 12. He's 4-5. They're in the gate. And they're off in the Donn Handicap. Barons came out sideways at the beginning and brushed with early warning. It's a little bit lively who comes out fast. Puerto Madero has early speed. Cerber is right up there. Gary Stevens has taken Silver Charm off the pace, and he's tucking in behind the battle up front. Into the first turn, a little bit lively. And Cerber right alongside. Early warning, 3 wide. Frisbee now is caught 4 wide. And Puerto Madero has been guided to the inside by Kent DeSormo to run in 5th position. Willings alongside him. He's 6 by 3. And then it's Barons running in 7th. True Luck is 8th. Silver Charm is 9th. It's 10 lengths from the lead as they begin that run down the backstretch. Then it's Hanarsan. A break up about 9 lengths back to Unruled. And Crypto Star is allowed to just lope along in the early going. Scorching first quarter, 23-1. Excruciating half, 46 3/5 seconds. It is a little bit lively. And Cerber, they're really going at it here on the front end. Frisbee now is running in 3rd. Puerto Madero has been in close attendance to the sharp pace. 3 lengths back. And Barons has asked for his run as they move into the far turn. And still, Silver Charm, he's left with a lot to do. 3 furlongs to go. He's 10 lengths behind. They're moving toward the top of the stretch. It's a little bit lively. And Cerber, they continue to slug it out. A big move on the turn for Silver Charm. He's 5 lengths from the lead. But here comes Puerto Madero. And Barons is moving on the outside in the field. Turning for home here in the Donn Handicap. Puerto Madero driving up on the outside to engage Cerber and a little bit lively. And then it's Barons running in 4th. Silver Charm on the far outside is 5th. Hanarsan, it is Puerto Madero. Puerto Madero is going to do it. He leads by 3 with Barons, and Silver Charm, not today. It is Puerto Madero, a 3-length winner. Barons finishing 2nd, and it's close for 3rd. Silver Charm finishing the photo for 3rd place here with Hanarsan. Puerto Madero running a huge race. The final time, 1 minute 48 and 1/5 seconds.
Here's the guy.
Thank you, Tom Durkin, and congratulations to the Puerto Madero team as they take the 41st running of the Donn Handicap.
Terrific ride here by Kent DeSormo. Here he is sitting 3rd on the rail in the blue silks. This is Kent DeSormo on Puerto Madero. A great trip. He sits 3rd behind the 2 dueling leaders. This is the ideal spot for a jockey. He's got 2 horses in front of him, setting very fast fractions. They're doing all the hard work. He just has to sit there in the catbird seat and decide when to tip outside and make his run. And that's what Kent DeSormo does right here with about a 1/4 mile remaining. He eases his horse to the outside. Confident look behind there to his left by Kent DeSormo. And he's got to know he's got a lot of horse under him, and there's no Silver Charm at all making a run at him, and on he goes. Here again, Puerto Madero in the middle of the course. He's about to move by the horse to the inside of him. That is Cerber, who ran a terrific race, setting those fast fractions and then hanging on. But Puerto Madero moving away here under Kent DeSormo. Very easy winner of the Donn.
So Puerto Madero takes the 41st running of the Donn Handicap, and we talk to the winning jockey, Kent DeSormo. Kent, congratulations. How was the trip?
I tell you, this colt's been touting himself for the last 2 weeks. And works in the morning, his feet are not touching the ground. He's like a cat out there, and he's just fooling himself. Thank you, Richard, for the ride.
All right, Kent. Well, it's worth pointing out, as Silver Charm flew out here in 1st class, it was Puerto Madero and coach. Puerto Madero takes the Donn Handicap.
Will someone cue the music?
A look at the official results from the 41st running of the Donn Handicap, a time of 1:48, 1/5, as you look at Puerto Madero. Barons placing, showing with Silver Charm. And you look at the exacta payoff, the trifecta, the 6-9-12. Congratulations to Puerto Madero, the number 6 horse And there's the number 12 horse, Silver Charm. And we take you back now to Kate and Bradar.
I'm with Bob Baffert and Gary Stevens, who haven't even had an opportunity to talk to each other. But Bob, you said the horse ran third. He ran a good race.
Yeah, he ran good. I mean, out there on the outside. You know, I saw when Gary go to plan B. We didn't want to use him up heavy, and, you know, this is early in the year. And you can't, if you use him up too early, that's going to really knock the horse out, you know. And the horse just came up. You know, he was running hard at the end, but, you know,
well, the microphone is breaking up down there, and you can imagine there are some disappointed folks there. Third place finish is all right, but not what Silver Charm expected. And now you look at Puerto Madero. Take us around the trip.
Well, Silver Charm, I thought, had a pretty good trip in this race, Joe, all things considered, from his starting from post position number 12. As they move into the first turn, here is Silver Charm. He was about 8th at this point as they move into the first turn, but I thought Gary Stevens did a very good job here. He drops over. He's maybe 2 or 3 lanes at most off the rail, and there was a hot pace in front of him at this point. So I think at this point in the race, he had to be pretty comfortable with what was going on with Silver Charm. But not now. This is now, we pick him up on the far turn. Here's Silver Charm, outside horses, and watch Gary Stevens' arms here. This is a jockey asking a horse for his life at this point. He's whipping him with the right hand. He's vigorously urging him with his hands, and he's not getting the response that he really wants at this point. He's not picking up horses as fast as he would like, and Silver Charm just has too much to do at this point. Finishes encouragingly to get up and get third money on the wire, but no match at all for the first 2 horses as Puerto Madero and Barons run 1-2.
A look at the ride for Gary Stevens. Silver Charm. We'll come back and talk to the winning team around Puerto Madero when we come back to South Florida in a minute. The Donn Handicap, you look at the official order of finish with lengths behind the winner, Puerto Madero. Place, Barons. Showing with Silver Charm, with Hanarson finishing 4th, Sir Bear finishing 5th, True Luck finishing 6th. Take a look at the next page, finishing 7th, Unruled. You look at a Little Bit Lively, 8th place, Frisk Me Now in 9th, Willing in 10th, Crypto Star in 11th, and it's Early Warning 3.5 lengths behind, finishing last. Let's take you up now to Jay Privman. Jay?
Thank you very much, Joe. Standing by with the winning connections of Puerto Madero. First is jockey Kent DeSormo, the co-owners Dwight Sutherland and Dee Hubbard, and finally Richard Mandela, the winning trainer. And Kent, looked like he just got an ideal trip in this race.
He really, he said he won the race leaving the gate. He always breaks so good. I mean, he beats the gate, and he sets himself in a nice position. And I just tried to hold on to the fence around the first turn, and after that, it was just a matter of biding time because the tank was full, and he said, "When are you going to turn me loose?"
At that point on the turn, are you just waiting as long as you can to turn him loose?
Absolutely. The idea that I had in mind was I'm not going until somebody pushes me, and somebody loomed up. I saw a shadow coming. I swerved him out, gave him some running room, and he did the rest. I mean, he really just took off without being encouraged. And then at the 8th pole, I encouraged him, and he had another gear, so he's a champion.
Dee Hubbard, you're the owner of this horse. You must be really gratified to have brought this horse all the way across the country and win this race.
Well, I tell you, Dwight and I had talked about it early in the year, and we sort of set a game plan. And we were going to run one race, and if he run good, we were thinking about going to Dubai, and we decided to bring him here rather than stay in California due to the NTRA and the Fox Series. So we're looking forward to the whole year.
Richard, did you have a different strategy coming into this race? It looked like he was laying a little closer than normal.
He was, but since we gave him the break last summer, we tried to focus in on not having him fall back in his workouts and hopefully in his races, because he got too good at falling back and giving up ground. And it just, the last 2 races show that it at least paid off, and he's a good horse.
I talked to you earlier this week. You felt very confident. Felt the horse has matured a little bit. You see him going on to do better things.
Yes, you know, with it being a South American bred, he's 6 months behind the American horses time-wise. So with the time off that he got, it gave him a chance to mature and catch up to the older horses that he has to race with now.
Okay, we'll go down to Joe.
All right, Ron Ellis, thank you very much. Congratulations to the team around Puerto Madero. A look at the official prices. Puerto Madero paying $10.40, $5.60, and $3.20. Barons $9.80 and $4.80, and for Silver Charm paying $2.40 to show. The exacta price, the trifecta payout, $2.59. And remember, this is the initial race in this Champion Series on Fox, brought to you by Fox and the NTRA. That means that Puerto Madero, with this victory, wins 20 points in this series. Barons 12 and Silver Charm 8. We'll be back to the Donn Handicap as we wrap up our day in South Florida in just a moment. The look from the blimp high above Gulfstream Park here in South Florida, Hallandale, Florida, as all of us at Fox are happy to have brought you this race. A great start to our horse racing series here on Fox. And Ron Ellis, I'll ask you for your final thoughts as you watch Puerto Madero take this Donn Handicap.
Well, and it really looks like the handicap horses from California are going to be something to reckon with in this series, because they finished first and third, so they got a little jump start on the point system.
Meanwhile, we'll turn over to Jay Privman. And Jay, how did you like the way the race was run?
I thought Puerto Madero ran a terrific race, and this really sets things up well for our next race, the Santa Anita Handicap. Richard Mandel has won that race the last 2 years. He'll be going for the hat trick with Puerto Madero.
Time for us to say goodbye. Coming up next, NFL Films Road to the Super Bowl. We thank you for watching coverage of the Donn Handicap on Fox Sports, home of tomorrow's Super Bowl 33. Good night from Florida.